How are you doing? This is Tim Ward with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got this video coming to you as promised. As you can see here, I do have the homepage of the website pulled up, which we'll dive in here in just a second. I always like to start out here on a Google search page. I've typed in a buyer intent keyword, a phrase you would want to have within your website embedded in there with amongst the content so that Google can figure out what you guys do, where you do it at, so it can throw you into their search engine so that people who don't know who you are can find you. Okay. Now, there's going to be different variations, of course. I just typed in one roofing Cedar Rapids, IA, so Iowa there. Um, and this is going to be our top competitors in the area. Now, of course, if somebody doesn't know who you are or doesn't have any company on their mind to do the roofing for them, they're going to do some type of search, and most of it's going to be on Google. Now, you want to be on these first pages for these phrases so that people can find you at an easier rate, right? Because 75 to 80% of people, when they search something on Google, are going to stay on this first page and choose something from there. Now, there's a few ways to do that. The first one we're seeing are these Google guaranteed ads. Now, I think over the long run, not the greatest option, but if you need the customers right here, right now to be able to survive, this is the way to do it. Um, so they have decent conversion rates overall. Again, I think over the long run, the better options are doing it organically through either the map pack or the listings down below. Now, to be within this map pack, you got to have a Google business profile created, verified, so on and so forth. And you guys are actually located within Cedar Rapids, so you could actually rank for this Cedar Rapids area here. And this is big because 30 to 40% of your entire traffic coming from online is typically going to come through here if you're within the top three. And we can tell that as most never anybody's going to hit more businesses. They're going to stick within this top three, or they're going to stick here within this map pack, and more technically within these top few ones that they can see after scrolling past this map pack. So if you can be within the top three and within the first handful of here, you are absolutely going to dominate the area when it comes to roofing. So with that being said, within this actual organic section as well, the listings, Darnell Construction is the top competitor when what we're seeing here. So we'll go ahead and look at them when it comes to the website. Now, coming over to your guys' website real quick, one thing I always like to take a look at, especially on the homepage, is are things glitchy? Does the website load slow? Things of that nature that could possibly once somebody comes into your website, it would instantly deter them and they would get out of it, right? Well, I'm not seeing any of that. I think overall the website looks good and it really functions quite nice too. There's nothing that's glitchy. It's very fast, things of that nature. So overall, great there. The other thing I'm always looking at is the actual content within the homepage, right? So these things that I can actually highlight. Now, the thing about content and home pages when it comes to Google is Google has a sweet spot for that content, and you should have 1,500 to 2,000 words of content alone just on the home page. Okay, so when we do a quick scroll down, that's our main section right through here. So we could tell we're going to be a little light when it comes to the amount of content that Google likes to see for you to be completely optimized. Now, also within that content, and this goes for the rest of the website too, this is a rule of thumb. Every 150 to 200 words of content, you should have one of those buyer intent keywords placed, strategically within your website, right? So it needs to be placed using that rule of thumb within powerful content. And that's also doing it correctly and also not oversaturating either. So that's what I would be doing. Of course, working on your Google business profile and then completely optimizing your website out when it comes to content. Okay. Now, here is my next plan, of course, or of action here. I threw your guys' website, as you can see, your URL here within this paid program I use called Ahrefs. And then I went ahead and I threw Darnell's into this same program as well. So this gives me a dashboard of numbers that I can kind of see right off the bat. It lets me do a very nice, quick little comparison of two websites within an area. So we can see these first two numbers here are power. Well, you can see the numbers, but they are power and trust ratings through Google for first your entire website and second for just your homepage. Okay. Now, with that being said, this is power and trust ratings from Google, and they're ranked out of 100. So you would think out of 100, your power and trust really isn't that great, but you're not doing so bad. Once you get into 30s and 40s, that's really showing us through this program that you have tons of power and trust within Google at that point. So you're definitely on your way there. Now you keep building this up through these backlinks that come from these referring domains. Okay. So, and what this is also telling me is that who's ever been building these out has been picking referring domains that already have high power and trust within Google. So they are of a high quality backlink as well, which is great. Okay. So you need to build up quantity, but also quality when it comes to this. So who's ever doing this is doing a pretty decent job at it, as I've seen so far. With this being said, though, I'm also seeing, you have about 57 keywords, which I think is pretty decent for this area. Normally, roofing websites that are working within one main town are going to be anywhere between 50 and 100 normally. And you're bringing in a fair amount of traffic, around 70 traffic per month. Okay. Now, here is your top competitor in the area. You can see their rankings right here. The DR is lower, the UR is a little bit higher. So we can see that. Um, and they have similar keywords and similar traffic. Okay. So here's where I did a little bit of digging once I saw this before I started the video. So if we actually go into keywords on both of these, we can see where our traffic is coming from. Okay. And I've got this broken down from most traffic to least amount of traffic of actual keywords within your website. Now we can see the top 4 of yours that are bringing in every one of those is bringing in more traffic than one per month. All have to do with your actual company name, right? Pause. So what this is showing me is that only if people know who you are they really is that really bringing in any traffic to your website. So you have things like, gutter repair, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, contractor, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Here's our first roofer, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And all those are bringing in less than 5 traffic per month, right? So 11100. So with that being said, you can see some of these, like the roofers and the contractors keywords, those are on your home page. Now, again, if we went back to the overview, your homepage power and trust ranking was 11, and your top competitor is a 14. Okay, and they've got keywords like roofing Cedar Rapids, roofing company Cedar Rapids, and they're bringing in decent traffic from those all within their homepage. So that, again, that's showing me their homepage is ranking at a higher rate because they have more power and trust with Google just for their homepage than you do. Okay, so that's where the lack comes in at. You really need to these keywords that are going to help people find you who don't know who you are for the specific jobs that you would rather do is where you need to start pumping wherever those keywords are located at within your website. You really need to pump power and trust to those pages of your website so that Google recognizes this and will actually start to rank you higher up for those specific keywords. So that's everything that I would be doing. I know it's quite a few things, but to keep it simply, rank up the Google business profile first off, optimize the website content wise, and then keep building out these high quality backlinks to build power and trust within Google so that we can rank for all these things that we're talking about. With that being said, if you did all that, you would absolutely dominate the area when it comes to roofing within Cedar Rapids. And then if you wanted to expand to Iowa City, so on and so forth, you could start targeting those areas as well. But again, with that being said, I'm hoping there's definitely some information that you can use within here for your benefit. Of course, if you have any questions or concerns, or if you need me to elaborate on anything further, please feel free to reach out to me as well. You can do that email, phone call, or text. And then one last time, I just wanted to say thank you, and I really do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch the video.